Hey y'all, how are y'all today? It's Friday, and this is Crochet Ma for Life, Kelly. How's that for an intro? I've tried to do this 3 times, just the beginning of it. So, anyway, here I am. And I guess you could say I thought I'd just do another Friday confessional. I thought, well, it might be a pretty good little series for me to carry on for a week or two. So, I can't promise you it's going to be forever. But I am off today, so praise the Lord. I was glad to be off today. But I thought I'd get on here and just update you on a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Ain't much. It ain't a big old extravagant amount, but I'm in one of them moods right now. It's kind of like the in between or something. But I do have a few things to confess. So I thought, well, I'll just get on here and just wait till Friday and just confess it all. So if y'all are new, thank you for tuning in. I got me some more subscribers this week, some more yarny friends, and I appreciate all y'all coming by and taking a look and staying a while. I thank you for all my friends that's been with me all the way through it, and so I appreciate every comment and every like. I just wanted to say that before I get off of here, and I'll probably say it again because I can't remember half the time what I'm doing. So on these videos, and I don't know how to do no editing or nothing like that, and I think I've been rocking along pretty good as it is. So I'm just gonna keep on rolling with it. But anyway, I come to confess on this Friday about what has happened this week. And no, I didn't hit submit. I did good, y'all. I did not hit submit on no little yarn fiber purchases. I have not done it. So give me a cookie. Give me a cookie. So I ain't done that. But I did buy a couple of things. I told you I had some books coming, and I can't quit on my books, and I can't quit on my patterns. So I got some books that come this week. So I want to show you them and talk about them. And I want to show you what I did happen to finish. And this is one of them. I finished it just a little bit ago. Started it yesterday. So woohoo for me. I finished a hat in 2 days. But I wanted to show you that. And my other little hats I've made. I haven't made anything else. I've been in one of them moods. And but I completed this hat today. And this is a bag o' day pattern. This is one of Crystal's patterns. It's I think it's called reversible beanie pattern, and I will link it in my description box down there. If you don't see it right off the bat, just come back, because like I said, I'm not that technical, and I have to piecemeal things together sometimes. But I ain't even gonna start editing stuff because I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just gonna be who I am. Y'all seem to be all right with it, so we're gonna rock and roll with that. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, this hat. Okay, I made this hat, and this is a bag a day pattern, and I think it's called a reversible beanie. I will link it down there. I'm not even gonna try to find it in my history. Excuse me for just a second. But so I made this hat, and it's all, and I'm not one to really like front posts and back post crochet, although I think it's pretty stitch, but it ain't one I care for, but I'll do it, and I needed a hat because I told y'all I want to make a hat a week. And this week I've made 2, 3 if you count the one I finished last week, and I done sent it off. It went to a friend of mine who's going through some chemo, and I sent it by her sister to her. And it was made real soft with red heart. I'm not red heart yarn, but I love this yarn, so it was a pretty soft hat. So I sent that on the way, so I can't show you that one, but I did complete it. But so I finished this one this morning, and I think I accomplished something with this one, because I I learned how to change colors better. Imagine that after 30 years. I finally figured out how to change a color without making a big old, what you call a San Andreas fault in a hat. So I, I confess I did good this week on that. Uh, I didn't do good on something else. I'll tell you that in a minute. But anyway, here it is. It's a rib beanie, and it was very easy to do because all it is front post crochet. And it was easy to follow. I enjoyed watching it and following it. After I had done the first one, I just kind of had to refresh my memory, the first row or two, and then I was rocking and rolling. So you increase for about, you got some increases for about 5 or 6 rows, and then the rest of it is just solid front post double crochet. And this is made with, I had dug out some yarn when I was doing my little digging through the other day. I was talking about, you know, my stash back here, my mess. And I found this yarn. I've got several of these skeins. I think I got them on sale or something on one of them websites. But it's Red Heart yarn. And might have been Hirschner's. I think it was Hirschner's. But it's called a Redwood Sequoia. And I don't know if you could still get this or not. But it's a pretty soft, it was pretty soft yarn. You know, it wasn't scratchy to work with. Must have been some of their better years or whatever. And you can see I still got a lot of it left. So I can make something else with that. Probably either another hat or a squirrel or fox or something. I think that's probably what I bought it for, was to make amigurumi with. But I think this is a pretty color. I was going to, you know, down at the end, you just put like a single crochet, and I was going to go further, and I did, and I thought, that don't look quite right. So I ripped it back, and it's just front post double crochet, and then the last little go around is single crochet. So you know what? You really can't even tell where my fault is. Now, it does say these are reversible, but you know, if you reverse it, yeah, you're going to see some stuff. So I don't think I'd be wearing it reversed. But there was my fault line. But back here, you really can't tell. So I think I did pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with that, you know. So that's my one little finished pretty this week. And then the first one I had made of that, I made it out of this Red Heart Ombre. I think it's called True Blue. And this is that one. Get my hair out my eyes. I can't see half nothing. But it's called the True Blue. And I had took some of it and kind of planned it a little bit. So I did pretty good on this one. This one seems like it's a little tighter, you know. But I didn't even tell you what this color was. This is 2 different yarns, so that may be why. But this is a big twist. And it's 100% acrylic, and it's the teal colored. My grandbaby was over here yesterday, and she told me she wanted me to make her a hat out of that and some pink. So that's what I got to work on this week. I told her I wanted to make her a hat, you know. She's been asking for it. But anyway, so that's my two finished objects or pretties. And you can see it starts getting a little ombre down there. But I enjoyed making these. These were, you know, like I said, I'm not a fan of front post double crochet and back post double crochet. But just doing the front post double crochet and not having to worry about the back post, you know, having to figure it out in my brain, you know, it worked out. And it was a pretty good pattern for me to do this week. Let me stick this back on here and see if I can look any better. Get all this veins out of my face. So yeah, so that's my finished things I did this week. I wished I cranked out some more, but you know me, I just do what I do. So and I had started, you know, I told y'all I was off work last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, you know, we looked through some books, you know, last week. So I said, you know, I wanted to make that peacock. So I got that book out. You know, I showed it to you, I think, in my book tag. So I got this out. And I wanted to make the peacock because that's really why when I saw this in the book, that's really the first one I gravitated to that I wanted to make. But y'all, these patterns, something wrong with it. Now I know it's all written in UK terms. I don't know if I told you when we last spoke that it's all written in UK terms, but they messed up on some stuff. But see, I made this body part, and that's what some of that patterns wasn't, because you know it tells you that it's, you know, each row it tells you how many stitches you end up with. You got 12, you got 18, 24, and then you go down to decrease. But it didn't end up like that with the way the pattern was written. So I had to improvise, and by that time I done got so tired of it, I just set it down. I think I might got one little tail feather done, and I wasn't really pleased with that. So I just set it on my table. So he still ain't completed, and I don't know if he will be or not, because that really, you know, took the wind out of my sails on that. So I might have to revisit that one. But that's why I wanted to use that book, was that peacock, because, you know, I told you we had peacocks when I was coming up, you know, with the house with Mom and Daddy. But it just didn't, the pattern wasn't, there's something funky about that pattern, and it didn't work out that way. So if y'all get that book, plan to get that book, just know something's funky about them patterns. So if anybody else has a experience like that, let me know. Well, when I was digging through my mess last Friday, you know, you're going to come up on some whips. And I come up on a couple, because I don't like to have whips going. Right now, I got two or three whips, you know. They just sitting around wide awake. They ain't sleeping. They just wide awake staring at me like, when you going to get done? When you going to pick me up again? Come on, come on, come on, come on. You know. So I don't like to have a lot of whips, because I'm spastic enough as it is. You know, I've been squirreling so much, and I've been watching videos. I watched Miss Crystal at Chronically crocheting today, and she showed some beautiful blankets she's been making, and now I want to make them. I wanted to make my mood blanket, but I got moody about it, and I like the colors, you know, but I just didn't know if I wanted to keep on going with them colors, but they were so pretty I didn't want to add nothing else to them. So my confession on this Friday, and Miss KK already knows it, is I ripped that blanket back. The yellow and the gray, you know, and the white. I ripped it all apart. I did. That's my confession. It was pretty too. It was. But I don't know. I just kept looking at it, and I kept mulling it over, and I wasn't enjoying myself, you know, and I want to enjoy myself, and I thought, this is just not the time. This ain't the time for yellow and gray and white to go together. Maybe one day you can make up a yellow and gray and white pattern, and it pleases your eye, Kelly. So I ripped it all apart. So I got all these little bitty balls of stuff now. But they'll get used, or they'll do like something else I got right now to show you. And that's a basket I made, which has got all kind of different little colors in here. And it has all kinds of possibilities, right? All kinds of possibilities. So, anyway, I got me a basket of colors. I started this, you know, but even that I couldn't keep going with it, because I just kept thinking too much, you know. I got a thinking problem lately. So, Anyway, I ripped up my little mood blanket. So I don't know. I'm January's been funny to me. I I don't know what it's been. It's just been like one of them Januaries where you just don't know really what you're doing. Januaries. That's been me. So I'm starting off like a herd of turtles, but that's all right, I reckon. I'll get it together somehow. You know what I'm blaming it on? I'm blaming it on my living room because at Christmas we rearranged our living room and we put our furniture on the other side of the room, on one side, and it got me away from my door and my door, my what you call that? No, yeah, I guess you call it a screen door. But it got me away from my door where I would look over and I'd see my birds outside. And I think that's messed me up. So my husband's gone. He's out working out of town right now. I think he might be home next weekend for a couple of days. And we're going to rearrange the living room back the way it was and see if I can't get my Crojo back on track. Get my mind from, going so spastic. So that's what I'm blaming all this on that. And it's been some drama at work and this, that, and the other. It's just not been a great January. But I'm blessed. Even with my little nitpicky problems, I'm so blessed. So, there's so many people out there that's dealing with so much more than I ever deal with. I don't really, I really don't feel right even complaining about it. But we're talking about crochet and we're talking about yarn, so y'all gonna hear my little confessional because January's just been one of them months. But yeah, that's my confessional. Is I ripped that blanket back. I did find some gray. I needed gray, and I did find a skein or skein. Well, how do y'all say it? Skein or skein? I say skein. But I did find me some skeins of one skein of gray and a lot of little balls. So that surely wouldn't have been enough to finish that blanket, but it would have kept me going for a little bit. But anyway, I pulled it all back. So I'm just going to rethink it. Now I'm thinking about them blankets Crystal did on Chronically Crocheting now pretty hard. They were beautiful. If y'all haven't watched her video today, go watch it. I'm going to link it down there in my description box. So that's just what I've been up to this week. But while I was doing all my little stuff last week back over here in this, yarn cave, I found a wheel. And I need to get back on it. That's why I got this basket. I thought, well, I'll just use some of them yarns and I just won't think about it. So this was a whip I had started. And it's just double crochet. I don't even know the right term for this, but anyway, it's 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochet. This is one of them times where you start something, a month or so ago, and then, or a week or whatever, and you can't remember what you was doing, so you have to really think about what you're doing. And then you question, well, am I doing it right? But anyway, this is a whip. And I didn't rip this one back. I said, I'm not going to rip that one back because that could be a scrappy blanket, Kelly. So keep it and just put it in that little basket of balls you got. And maybe work on it some. So that's what I'm going to do. You see, I started out real strong since Friday. Look, that's all I've got. It's that right there. And I'm probably going to pull it back. I need to quit thinking so much. That's my problem, ain't it? Thinking too much about it. But yeah, so that's a whip. So that's what I pulled out of my little stuff over there. And I had pulled out the Jacob's Ladder blanket I had started, and I wasn't very far into it, and I didn't even pull it back, y'all. I just chunked it. That's my other confessional. I just chunked that one. You ever done that? You ever just throw the whole thing out? Well, I did. I throwed the whole thing out. It's a shame, ain't it? But I confess, I done it. I'm going to try not to do so much of that this year. It's like I said, I'm just thinking too much. So that's my other confession. I think that's all the confessing I need to do today. I just need to start again. Maybe next Friday I won't have so many confessions if I do one next Friday. But I thought, hey, might as well confess. So here I am. All right. I was telling you about my books I had ordered. And, I did the book tag. Well, my sister-in-law, hey, Kathy, she is crocheting again. And she's wanting to make the little amigurumi. So I sent her a little amigurumi care package. And in that care package, I put a book. So I wanted that book. I wanted to keep that book, get that book back in my library because I like that book. So I ordered again, and it was Crochet Cute Critters, and I got it in hardback. So, yay! I like hardbacks. The other one was paperback, which is probably easier to use, but I like a hardback book. So I got that back in my library, and this is one I recommend if you're starting out. Making amigurumi. This is one to do. And I have talked about it several times, in my crochet. Oh, look at the elephant. I think I want to make the elephant. Nope, squirrel. Kelly, don't squirrel. But I want to make that elephant. I've made about 5 or 6 things out of this book. My very first one that I completed was the cat. And me and Kathy talked about that today. She made the monkey. And the very first one I made out of this was the cat. And the cat's head was wobbly. I've got it somewhere over here. Is it down at my feet? No. Anyway, the head babble bobbled. So Kathy made Maverick, the monkey, and she said she was having the same problem. Kelly, how do you fix it? I said, oh, I'm sorry, I should have told you. Because I told her a lot about this book. But I have learned not to close the head up so much, when it wants you to decrease. Not to close it up so much and just sew that head onto the body. I've also learned from Llama Mama Kayla, Miss Kayla, that hot glue is your friend. And I ain't ashamed to use some hot glue. I use some hot glue on these little suckers back here, my little penguins. And it works just fine. So if something's a little weeby wobbly, just throw a little glue on it, So that's what I learned, and that's what I passed on to Kathy because, she's beginning. She done made 3 things out of this book. I mean, she's a beast so far. So, unlike me. But anyway, that's a good book. That's one I recommend. But if you do get this book, hit me up if you got questions about it because there's some things I could tell you about this book that I ain't going to go into again today. You can email me at crochetma1970@yahoo.com. And, I can talk to you about it if you need to. So that's one I got back in my library this week. And then I wanted, I've been wanting this pattern for a while, this book for a while. And I got me this book, My Pretty Brown Doll. And I think they're so pretty. These, Miss Kayla, Llama Mama Kayla, she made one. You can see it in her videos back there. And I've been wanting it ever since. And I've got some friends that probably would appreciate this to have for their grandbabies, So that's the one I've started. I've started this girl. It's the base of it. And I've got the head, I'm working on the head. And I went back to my hats. I put it down because now I got to put the safety eyes and all that in it. But I started that, and I've started it with this Michael's brand Crafts Smart, and it's the color mocha. So I've started the head, and this is great yarn. I like this yarn. I got a pretty good deal, I think, online. I can't order no more of it. You know, I'm on a yarn diet. But I started that this week, so I'm going to keep on trugging along on it. And I bought me an Ella bag. I got one. Another one. I seen her showing these the other day. This has got Paris on it. I think it's a pretty bag. And it's perfect for amigurumi. It's got her tag on it. But I've never been to Paris. I don't think I'll ever be to Paris. I don't want to get across the waters. Being on a plane that long across the seas, no, it ain't for Kelly. But I do love to watch movies about it. And I love to watch some old Victorian stories, you know, and all that, you know, all that. So, but when I seen that, I said I had to get it. So look at this. This is really pretty. It's got some pretty colors. Miss Ella always does a great job on her bags. And it's got white inside of it. So that's what I've been up to this week. I got this ombre blanket. It's still staring at me. And every once in a while I'll put a row on it. This is a pattern by Crochet by Claire. This is made out of I want to say it's the Red Heart ombre, but I can't remember if it's violet or purple. But yeah, every once in a while I'll put a row on it. I need to put more than one row and get it done, don't I? But that's what I've been up to this week, and I just wanted to come along and just talk to you and touch base with you, and I do want to give some shout outs. I found two YouTubers last night, and I wanted to give them a shout out. If y'all would like to, go over there and subscribe to them, like and comment on their videos. I'm sure they'd love it. One of them is Miss Julia at Doodley's Crochet, aka Julia. She's real sweet. And she's making some pretty stuff. She made a blanket, a queen size blanket with squares. And to me, that's just awesome. And she's made some amigurumis. She's fairly new. And y'all go over there and show her some love. And I also found this one, Miss Brenda at the Poncho Lady, number 10. It's Poncho Lady 10. The Poncho Lady 10. And that's Miss Brenda. Excuse me. And I watched her this morning again. And I loved her video about her grandma. So y'all need to go check her out. So those two are two new people I have found, and I wanted to pass them along to y'all. So if y'all go over and say hi to them, just mention me if you want to. Tell them I sent you over. So, but that's two I wanted to shout out, and I reckon that's going to do it for me. Maybe next week I can do something besides confessing and show you some more stuff. So, but I appreciate every one of you, and I look forward to coming back on here and talking to y'all real soon. So y'all take care and have a great weekend. Bye, y'all.